Good morning, good evening, good night. My name is Chris Fedasky, and this is the series of a first set of vlogs that we're going to do about basically trip planning all around the Walt Disney World Resort. I am joined by my good friend who lives down in Orlando, the one and only Matthew Medling. Matt, it's great to have you.
Chris, I am honored to be the first guest on your podcast. This is awesome. Oh, well, I should say YouTube Live.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly where we are right now.
Yes, sir. We are live. We are live. All right, Matt. What are we talking about today? Yes, sir. Now, let's jump right on the bat here. Okay, let's talk about rope drop, resort guests versus non-resort guests. Let's start with resort guests. If you're a resort guest and you're there, right there, what is the thing that you are doing first if you're getting in the park that extra half an hour?
Oh, Chris, you know what I got to say on that is I am definitely running as fast as I can all the way to Galaxy's Edge to get on the Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah, I really think that's a great move because it also saves you $15 to $20 later on in the day if you don't want to pay for that lightning lane. Yeah.
Of course. And I just think that's such a good point, Chris, because those are valuable minutes because you know the amount of times you've been to Hollywood Studios. You and I, we've traveled to Disney for many years. I live down here. Once that rope drops, you got to get in that line because the standby queue will quickly.
Oh, yeah.
It will be up to a couple hours within no time at all.
Yeah, usually within 30 minutes, I typically see wait times of like 100 to 90 minutes right off the bat.
Absolutely.
What do you think if Rise is down, right? It opens late. Where are you going after that? Because that is honestly a possibility, I would say 35% of the time whenever you go into Hollywood Studios.
It really is. It's a great question, Chris. And, you know, I think it all depends. How many times have I been to the park? Have I been to Hollywood Studios?
Sure.
A number of times.
Well, like I said, we got to think about like our audience. Like say there's someone coming in from a vacation or something like that.
What's that, Chris? I'm sorry?
Let's say like it's someone like from a vacation or something like that on their vacation.
Yeah. You've never been there before.
Correct.
You're at rope drop. You run to the back. Guess what? You can't get on it.
Right.
My second thing would probably, I'm saying this, maybe not because it's the best ride or not, but because of queue time, I would get to Slinky Dog.
Yeah.
That is what I would do.
I think so too. I think I would do Slinky Dog as well. I mean, for me personally, if I'm rope dropping, I agree with you. That it definitely needs to be Rise of the Resistance. My second for me, I think would be Smuggler's Run. Just because it's an attraction that I already want to do, and it's right there. Like, I don't have to cut back over across to get to Toy Story Land, and I already know that line's gonna be long, right? I've already jumped the shark on that one. So, I mean...
Yeah, you know...
Smugs, I feel like if I did Smugs, then I could go do something else and get more things accomplished while I'm kind of waiting in the area for Rise to come up. Because as soon as Rise comes up, it's like, stop what you're doing. We out. We got to go. You know? It's
that's a great point, and I was kind of thinking that.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of things. If you've never been before, right?
Yep.
It really depends on what do you like. Are you with a crowd? Does your family love Toy Story?
Yeah.
Is your family huge into Star Wars? A lot of decisions to be made at that rope drop, Chris, because those are crucial times. And then maybe you're just a Disney, you love Mickey Mouse, you love Minnie. Don't forget, you got the Runaway Railway.
Also, that's a good one.
Preference.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the best ride in that park, and no matter what you're a fan of, you've got to ride Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah, you have to ride it. It's pretty much mandated at this point.
Absolutely.
All right, so before we get into the non-resort guest side of this conversation, let's talk about basically like expectations, like what to do first and how to attack your day. I think the biggest point here is to be flexible. Don't make an itinerary 6 months in advance or 2 months in advance to go, this is what we're going to do at 10:15. This is what we're going to do at 10:32. This is what we're going to do at 10:45. Like, those people exist and they have Excel spreadsheets, and you need to stop. You need to stop because that's just not realistic. It's just not. You're setting yourself up for emotional failure, and you're going to be like sad that it didn't go the way you wanted to go, and that's not great. You shouldn't be crying.
No, when you're at Disney, you know, it's happy. It's magic.
Right.
The energy of Disney is really, really difficult to unless you've been there. Right?
Exactly.
You can go to different parks. You can go to all these kind of theme parks, but Disney is very unique about the magical energy you feel. And you don't want to be tied down, Chris. You don't want to say, "Oh my gosh, I had this one thing in my mind and now I can't do that." And now But always remember one thing, Chris. You're at Disney, so it's going to be magical.
There is no crying.
You're going to be able to be flexible, and you're going to have a great day.
Right. There is no crying in the most magical place on earth. I'm sorry.
And this happens a lot, Chris. What you just said is so important for somebody who's never been to Hollywood Studios. Or
I think it's just important to hear in general, right? Just it's gonna be things are gonna be down. Things are down for refurbishment. They don't have enough cast members to staff something. It opens late. It happens, and it happens more regularly than you might think. Yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely. And you know the thing is, when you get in there for the first time, it's kind of like,
oh yeah, the energy's vibing. You're like, yeah.
That's why this discussion on YouTube Live right now is so important to listen to, guys. If you've never been there before, please take a chance, listen to this great advice, especially from Chris. Chris, you've been traveling to Disney since what? Since you can remember,
I think since I was pretty much 3 years old, I believe was the first. I was able to ride Space Mountain before there was a height requirement on my mom's lap. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. So this guy here, Chris, and on Meddling World, Chris, I'm going to throw myself a quick little
Matt.
plug here.
Absolutely. I'll even hit you with the graphic while you do it.
If you're enjoying this discussion, if you're enjoying Chris, Meddling World on YouTube, 1D, we have many vlogs, and Chris is a guest on quite a few of those. Well, when you're down here visiting, and we like to call Chris from Connecticut. When he's with Meddling World, he's Chris from Connecticut. Tonight he's Chris, okay? Because he's already in Connecticut.
I'm in Connecticut now, yes.
I don't want to get off track, Chris. I'm going to let you run this show.
No, that's fine. We can derail the train for a second. That's fine. So let's head over to the non-resort decisions here, okay? You're a half an hour behind the crowd. Let's just be realistic with that, okay? Honestly, for me, I'm going right. I'm going down Sunset Boulevard, and I'm knocking out Tower of Terror and Rocking Roller Coaster because all the people behind me don't know good enough to basically do that, right? And so the thought that I have here is that you bang out that stuff down there, and the crowds are going to rotate. Basically, by 10:30, 11 o'clock in Star Wars Land, you definitely see a shift of guests leaving that area because all of the morning day guests have already gone there. So that's when you should shift yourself over. If you're walking in the opposite direction of a massive crowd, you are doing the correct thing.
Chris, that's an excellent point, man. You know, that really is. And later on, we'll talk about kind of coming in later in the day or earlier, because that's a good point. I didn't really think of what you just said before, but that makes so much sense. You walk into Hollywood Studios now as a regular ticketed guest, non-resort guest. You get down, that's what, Hollywood Boulevard?
Yeah, Hollywood Boulevard's and Sunset's on the right. Yep.
So, yeah, you head down Sunset, guys.
Nothing to sneeze at down there.
Turn that corner, Chris, right? And you see
the icon of the park.
It's like
what?
Look at that! Is so awesome. Head down there because you're right. Everybody's already in Star Wars Land. They want to
or Toy Story,
Resistance,
right?
Or
the back of the park is jammed.
I'm going to agree. I didn't really put a lot of thought into that. I didn't really know. Mickey and Minnie's is probably going to be busy right there because that's like what you see first.
Right. I will say this about Mickey and Minnie's and why I think it's a good choice basically at any point of the day is because that thing can burn through people like you wouldn't believe. It's one of the highest capacity rides in Walt Disney World Resort just in general. So that thing can just like eat people. If it says like a 60-minute wait, it's lying to you. It's probably like closer to a 35, 40-minute wait.
Absolutely. You are correct. Chris, I've ridden that ride so many times that it'll say 50 minutes, 55 in. It's usually, you know, about 50 or 60% of what it's saying out there, you know. And another good point, Chris, that I have noticed being in Hollywood Studios is the wait time is very consistent throughout the day for that ride. So you're not really going to gain much time at all, no matter what time you
Unless you
ride it,
rope drop it.
you
If
know?
that's like a focus for you because you
Well,
have small
right.
children and whatever, and like then you'll obviously gain time there. But yeah, you're right. That's why it's kind of like just look at it at your My Disney experiences you're floating through the day, because like you said, it doesn't really fluctuate more than 15 minutes, right?
Yeah. And, you know, I think that's some good advice coming from both
Yeah.
of us there. So you're a resort guest or a non-resort guest.
Right.
Hey, there's some advice for you guys. And of course, be flexible, as you said,
Absolutely.
Chris.
Let's move on to the blue-colored elephant in the room, which is honestly, I haven't had positive experiences with it. It's Genie Plus, right? I have a graphic up, Matt, that's basically showing the whole Genie Plus experience, what's complimentary, what's available for purchase, and individual Lightning Lane attraction selection, which is the biggest amount of word garbage I've said all day. So, what are your thoughts on Genie Plus before I just get into this?
Well, you know, it's change is hard, first of all. Okay, it really
Of
is.
course.
But with Disney, this is a huge change from their traditional fast pass system, Chris,
Sure.
which was complimentary forever,
Yeah.
right? So another thing is you got to be on your phone a lot, right? You're in the park, you got to be looking, you got to get on a phone. Oh, I need this, I need that, I got to do this. Part of the experience with Disney is you don't want to be on your phone, man. You want to be looking around, you want to be enjoying. And it costs money.
So
it costs
much.
money, especially those top tier rides.
yeah.
That's why it's so important at rope drop, right,
yeah.
Chris? Rise of the
Absolutely.
Resistance. I know you know a lot more about Genie Plus than I do,
Right.
but I know Rise of the Resistance is a paid attraction for Genie Plus, correct?
Yes. Yeah. It's an individual Lightning Lane selection. So if you bought the Genie Plus service, it would not be included with that. You'd have to pay extra money on top of that in order to get a Lightning Lane for this attraction.
Got you. And it is, I believe, it's $15.
It fluctuates
for
seasonal
the-
pricing. Seasonal pricing it goes
Oh,
15 to
okay.
20.
See, I didn't know that
15
either,
to
Chris.
20.
This is your specialty because you travel all throughout the year.
Yeah.
Guys, remember where Chris said I was? I'm in Orlando, so I I can go to the parks at all different times of the day, so I kind of know when to go and not have to use Genie
Right.
Plus.
Exactly.
But I am knowledgeable
Right.
about
Exactly.
it. And it to me, it seems like, Chris, if you're a first-time person going to Disney World,
Sure.
okay, you've never been to Hollywood
yeah.
Studios. If you're not there at Rope Drop,
You're hurting.
you might want to consider having that Genie Plus because it's something you're planning on. It's a vacation. It's a trip. And to me, this is just my opinion, guys. No matter where I'm traveling, I'm willing to spend a little bit more money probably to have an enjoyable, memorable time because that's why I travel. I mean, that's my opinion. I would suggest if you're going there, maybe for your first time ever, and you want to make sure you're going to get on those top tier quickly, unless you don't mind standing around for a couple hours, my suggestion is go ahead, just do it and have a good time because it's going to be worth it in the end. You're going to save a lot of time in that park so that you can do other things.
Well,
my
yeah,
opinion,
absolutely.
Chris.
No, that's why we're here, Matt. That's why we're here. To kind of continue on your point, basically, I will say that if you are using to choose Genie Plus, and if like in that situation you've come to the parks and you realize that you need Genie Plus, I'm honestly gonna say that it's probably too late at that point because you haven't logged on at 7 a.m. like all of the Disney nerds ahead of you have already done. And if you went onto the service, you'd be looking at return times at like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you just got there at like 9:30 in the morning. So the
Good
like
point.
Slinky Dog sells out instantly. Like if let me put it this way, I did Slinky Dog the last time I was here. I was on at 7 a.m. exactly knew what I was doing and everything, and I didn't get a return time till 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
Right? And then
So-
so I mean, it's mixed bag with Genie Plus because I'll say that it's 100% worth it in the Magic Kingdom, 1,000%.
Okay.
There's so many attractions. It spreads out the crowds a lot more evenly. The problem with Genie Plus in smaller parks, especially like attraction wise, like Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, things that aren't shows, is that you only have 5, 6, 7 rides, and everyone's using Genie Plus, right? 50% of the people, Bob Chapek just came out and said that 50% of guests are buying Genie Plus when they come here on their vacation. So you got to think that's 50% of everyone who's in the park is focused on just those 6 attractions. So,
And
you know.
yeah, Chris, I didn't mean to
No, go ahead.
interrupt you. I didn't know if you were
No,
continuing.
keep going.
I've also noticed, again, guys, I do a lot of vlogging in these parks. And when I'm vlogging, Chris, I am seeing that lightning lane backed way up, where it's going to take you 30 minutes to get through the lightning lane, and you're paying for that. The whole idea, okay, I can see 10 minutes sometimes, maybe a 15-minute. Okay, I can live with that, but you're talking 30, 35 minutes. That's unacceptable. So I don't know what exactly is going on with that situation. And Chris, at the same time, when that happens, especially in a small park like Hollywood Studios, now the regular standby queue is getting even backed up more because they got to get all that
preferencing.
in there.
They're putting the preference on those people.
It really is a nightmare. It was not properly worked out. I don't think it was put into a let's try this and see how it goes. A beta, if you will.
I think they're still balancing. And to be fair, I will make the point. I will say it right here. It's not that you wait in no line. It's that you wait in a shorter line than the standby. Okay, very important distinction. People think I got lightning lane. I should just walk on to everything. That is not the case.
It's not true.
That is not
absolutely not true. And you'll see with your own eyes that that's not true. But you are.
But people do get mad about that. Like you can see, like berating cast members. Don't berate the cast members. It's not their fault. All right. Let's keep going. All right, let's talk about food and drinks right here. What do you think?
Chris, can I ask you? Can I ask you one more question? Just pertaining to the Genie Plus, Rise of the Resistance. Is there and Slinky Dog? Are those the
no?
two
It's
paid?
Rise of the Resistance and Mickey's and Minnie's Runaway Railway are the two.
Thank you for clarifying that for our audience here, Chris, because I think that's important for them to know. Those are the two rides that you would have to pay extra for to utilize the lightning lane. Thank you very much.
And like we
Chris.
said earlier, like on our Tactus, if you're a resort guest, you can get there early, save yourself $15 and $20, and basically Mickey and Minnie's, I think you can walk on at any point because it's such a high capacity ride, and I think it just swallows people. It just like gobbles them up, and spits them right back out. It's a fantastic ride too.
Fluctuating price. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, flex pricing.
But it's Disney. You're going to pay, Chris, and let's just get that right out there. You go to Disney World, it's expensive. It's you are going to pay money to go to experience Disney.
Yes, you are. It's not cheap. It just isn't. No.
All
right, food and drink. Personal picks, Matt. What you got?
Well, Chris, let's talk real quickly about, or actually something very, very important if you're planning your very first trip ever to Hollywood Studios. If you want a sit-down restaurant, Chris, you have to be ready. What is it? Is 60, it still 6 months?
No, it's 60 days now. It's 60 days, 2 months in advance, on at 7 a.m., 6:45 if you're special, because sometimes they do release them 15 minutes early, and right on it. Like right on it. What I always tell people when they're booking is you don't book day to day to day. You book what you want the most, regardless of what day it is, and continue to book that way.
Now, Chris, that is very important information because there are some sit-down restaurants. Let's clarify for our viewers here that they have a sit-down experience dining and they have quick service. Okay, the sit-down restaurants usually you're going to need a reservation for, Chris. And very important that if you're online, you're Googling, if you find a restaurant you really want to eat at, you got to be that 60 days, Chris, and you got to be there right away, making your reservation, or else you probably are not going to have that chance, depending on what time of the year you're going. I can give you an example, Chris. I live here, right near Disney World, okay? Sci-fi, the
Sci-fi dining, yeah.
That, to me, is not because of the food is really great, but to me, that's my favorite sit down there at Hollywood Studios because of it's just cool. It's so cool, guys. it is like being at an old school drive-in. Well, I was born in the 70s,
yeah.
Chris. I went to
Yeah,
drive-ins.
yeah, yeah.
But that's like the 50s probably.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
But anyway, it's such a cool thing. And the reason I'm giving an example with this particular restaurant, Chris, is it's almost impossible to get a reservation.
Yeah, it's because of limited capacity. I mean, how many seats do you think are in there realistically?
It is so difficult.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important. If you want to get that reservation for that special vacation dining experience,
60 days.
Get on the 60 days, nail it off for your sit down.
So table service. That's the table service you're picking? You're going with, what did you pick?
I mean, I'm just saying that I think that's one of the more difficult ones to get.
Difficult.
And I think that the atmosphere, the experience of being able to do that with my family in Disney World, if I'm only going to that park for the first time and maybe just throughout that week, I might hit it a couple times or whatever. That's the restaurant I would suggest.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. That's all.
Yeah.
It's just my opinion, and that's what I would suggest to our awesome audience here on Chris's very first live, and I'm loving this.
Yeah.
This is just awesome. I could just the energy is just flying out of me.
I know. I'm very excited.
I can't believe it.
For me personally, hold on to your butts. I think the best table service restaurant in Hollywood Studios is ABC Commissary, and you can mobile order the entire experience.
Wow.
I do.
Yes.
From the tacos to the Greek salad to the other choices they have there, the buffalo mac and cheese. A+ experience.
That's
I think
awesome.
they revamped the menu about a year and a half ago because it was really like Club Sandwich Land and chicken nuggets before that. But now it is excellent, and no one goes there. It is quiet, air conditioned, and peaceful. All things I very much enjoy.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
Chris.
that's a good one.
It's awesome.
All right, Matt, what do you think? Quick service.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to tell you what I love. Mine is Woody's Lunchbox, man. I just think Woody's Lunchbox, the food it's decent, okay? It is decent food for a quick service restaurant. And they have cool food. They have like cool things to eat.
They are very cool.
They have like those tater tot chili tater
tachos.
tots with the cheese.
Yeah, tachos.
Yeah, they just have really cool stuff there, and it's right there in the middle of Toy Story Land, and the overall experience of sitting there and looking around and watching the Slinky dog go around as you're eating at Woody's Lunchbox. To me, Chris, all day long, I'm picking one. Quick service, that's the one I'm going to at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, solid choice. Solid choice. No arguments there for me. For me personally, it's the Ronto Roasters. Ronto wrap. I need it. It's delicious. Pork, sausage, peppercorn sauce, spicy slaw. That's just directly up my alley. And it's a truly unique item. I mean, you can't get it anywhere else in Walt Disney World or really anywhere else in Central Florida. I can't think of any other competitor in the area that offers something like that.
It's a good point.
At least
Chris.
that's not seasonal. You know, goes away, comes back. Yeah, I think that's going to be the choice for me. Is going to be Ronto Roasters for sure. And
Chris, another great choice. I mean, one of the cool things, guys, you're going to Disney for the first time. The food there's so many different kinds of food. There's something for everybody, Chris.
Stop listening.
And when you start to look at these menus, you see the variety. You see the theming. It is just wonderful. Some places better than others, obviously. We'll get into that at Magic Kingdom because there's one quick service there. I will be like.
You mean don't eat in the Magic Kingdom because that's where I'm pretty much at. Especially when you can see other restaurants from Tomorrowland or from Fantasyland that are so much better. I can't. That's a different discussion though.
That is for our Magic Kingdom live. But tonight it's all about Hollywood Studios, Chris, and I think those are really both of those are great choices that we just
final thing here on the food section. Favorite snack across Hollywood Studios.
Well, Chris, I'm going to tell you, I had this awesome snack. As a matter of fact, guys, if you go to Meddling World on YouTube, you're going to see a vlog that will be coming out.
Hit him with a graphic. Meddling World. What was it?
Scoops ice cream.
Oh, yes.
The one down by, okay, guys, if you are looking at the Hollywood Tower of Terror, it would be directly in front of you. The Rock and Roller Coaster would be to the left. It's right on the corner.
Right there.
Okay. This snack, Chris, just came out a month ago. So I don't know if it's limited or not.
It's all right.
It is a peanut butter chocolate milkshake. And it is unbelievable, guys. That
sounds real good.
And guys, listen, I got to, Chris, can I just describe how awesome this
Absolutely,
this milkshake
please
was
take us.
in like 10 seconds, 20 seconds?
However many seconds you need.
This milkshake came with, it was chocolate. Okay, the shake itself was chocolate, but it had a cake on top with the straw through it. The cake was chocolate with peanut butter drizzle all across the top. Under that was whipped cream, Chris. So this cake is sitting on a bed of whipped cream. And underneath the whipped cream, all around the rim of the cup, is chocolate with peanut butter, all like frozen on there almost. So as you're drinking it, it's melting, and it's just so wonderful. Is at first it's all kind of chocolatey. You're like, wait a minute, and then the peanut butter starts to melt into it. It's fantastic, guys. Please, if you're gonna have one snack there, go to Scoops and get that. You will not regret.
Matt, we have breaking news here, and that is, I think I just got diabetes from listening to that over the camera.
Yes, we did share it. By the way, we did share it with 3 of us.
Bro,
so,
I need to know the calorie count on that bad boy.
It's a lot of sugar, as I have a diet beverage.
For me, a favorite snack, and it's a staple. It's always on the menu. It's going to be at the Backlot Express. It's that Wookiee cookie with that chocolate strip on it. I mean, it's there. It's reliable. I dare you not to like it. I dare you. That's it. It's simple. It's good. It's also a snack credit on the dining plan if that ever comes back. Who knows? Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's it. Well, Chris, there's always the one standby in any bar, the Mickey bar.
Mickey bar. Yeah. Absolutely.
But you can get that anywhere all over the property, guys.
Yeah. All right. Not last. All right. So what do we do when things are busy, right? I'm in Hollywood Studios. It's 11 o'clock now, 11:30. I'm tired. My wife looks miserable. My kids look like zombies. I'm hungry. I need a quiet spot, or I just need something to do, right? And all the rides are like 75+ minute wait, and no 4-year-old is going to wait 75 minutes for alien swirling saucers. What are you doing?
Oh, there's all kinds of things to do, Chris. That's what's really great about Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. More so than other parks.
Shows.
Yeah, more so.
There's so many shows that are scheduled, Chris,
Absolutely.
right? You don't have to 5 o'clock, you go. Get there a little early now. Don't get me wrong. You want to make sure that there's some capacity for you. Beauty and the Beast is a great show. They have the Frozen Sing-Along, which is a great show. Chris, you and I and our families, we just went to the theater and watched that great Mickey short.
Good. That's a good one.
And another really important thing about this, Chris, as you mentioned, if it's rainy or if it's hot, some of these attractions are indoors where you are out of the element.
Sometimes you just need to be off your feet for 15, 20 minutes.
Just want to have a rest.
Right? I will say this right off the bat as a tip is never waste a Genie Plus reservation on a show.
Never.
Just don't do it. If you miss the show, come back. You can get another one. It won't be full. Just move on to the next thing. Do not waste one of your passes on that, because it prevents you from getting another pass, and then you're sitting at the show the entire time. No, the logic there does not work. Yeah, I love the shows. I have to agree with that. It's such a plethora of shows.
Shows are great.
Got Disney Junior Dance Party, Beauty and the Beast, Indiana Jones,
tons.
Frozen Sing Along, the Vacation Time short. Character meet and greets.
Cars.
You have Mickey and Minnie have returned. You can meet Mickey and Minnie. Olaf. Yes, thank you. You beat me. There's so many great things to do. So let's move over to quiet spots. For me personally, I like the animation courtyard, right in the back next to Disney Junior Dance Party, where you see the entrance for Star Wars on the left, right over there. Really quiet,
that is a great spot.
and also nice bathrooms, very large, very quiet, not used a lot as well. Yeah.
And right there, Chris, you have the is it the Star
Yeah,
Wars what
launch
is
bay.
it, the
Launch
bay?
bay.
Launch
That's
bay.
probably not long for this world now that Galaxy's Edge is open.
A very nice spot though. Guys, I'm gonna let you know what I use it for, okay? I live here, okay? I go to the parks in August. It is 100 degrees. We grab snacks. We go into launch bay. We cool off. We just chill out in there. We have a popcorn. We have a drink. We cool off. We energize. We go back out. Chris, don't forget, around the corner, you have the Walt Disney World Experience, right? The
One Man's Dream, presented by D23.
One Man's Dream, another awesome attraction, very underrated and not talked about enough. You want to learn about Walt Disney and his history? You got to.
There's the first multiplane camera ever developed in the world in there. I mean, it's a great thing. It's all very nice in there. And I believe the Disney Wish exhibition is in there right now. Yeah,
it is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So all kinds of you will see that there is so much to do at Hollywood Studios and plenty of areas to cool off, to get out of the rain, or just take a break in it. The shows are amazing too. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to go in here and do nothing. You're going to be entertained.
Yeah, you're going to be entertained. There's stuff going on everywhere. If you're not having fun, that's your fault. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, it's just Chris, it's Disney.
It's Disney.
If you're not having fun in Disney,
if you're not having fun, you need to stop, breathe, take a second, and reprioritize things, because you just need to be calm. I know there's a ton of people there. I know you paid a lot of money. I know you're mad, but just woosah for that moment. You'll be all right.
That's right. You
get frustrated.
Right?
Oh, 100%.
You can get frustrated.
I'm a professional, right? I go there all the time, do whatever. I get frustrated too. It happens to everyone. It's not losing your cool in that moment. That is the most important thing.
That's right.
All right.
Very, very cool.
Let's consider the pros and cons of coming in the afternoon. Matt, you love coming in the afternoon. You go right ahead and lead this discussion.
I've been waiting for this all day long right here.
Yeah.
Because there's two, I'll use the word, there's 2 point of views on this. There really is. I live in Orlando. Sure. I'm a pass holder. I can work all day and then I can go to Disney World. If I'm off, do I want to get there in the morning and deal with the rope drop and all the people and the longer lines? In the afternoon, Chris, you said this in the beginning of the vlog, especially yesterday as I was walking into Hollywood Studios around 5 p.m., the people are just coming out.
Droves.
They're done.
It's coming out.
There since rope drop, early morning, and I'm going in with my family.
Bring me your tired masses.
So, you're there multiple days? Chris, I'm going to suggest, though, first off the bat, if you're just going for one day, you got to get there in the morning because you need the rope drop. You need all those things to experience
I agree
the
with
park.
that.
If you have multi-day tickets, if you have a season pass, please consider going in the afternoon. You're going to have I think, a little bit of a lesser crowd, depending. Now, don't get me wrong. There's times of the year where it's busy all day long. But you can pick and choose a little bit during your stay, your vacation time, your block of time where you're going to be at Disney World. And the afternoon, I think, is awesome. You can go and you can have a dinner. There is a show, believe it or not, that's very underrated at the closing of Hollywood Studios right there on, Chris, is it officially still called the what's the name of the theater?
It's the Chinese Theater.
They still call it that. I'm not
That's
sure.
What it
that's
is.
Why I was asking you. Yeah. There's a projection show with great music. I think the music is the best part of the show. It's really emotional.
What is that called
Disney
again? I can't
music
remember. Is it
myself.
like the magic of the movies or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have the official name offhand, Chris, but it is at closing.
Right at closing.
And I think it's worth, at least if you're going to be there and you're going to go in the afternoon and you want to stay till park closing, stay and watch that show. It's really neat. It's not, no, don't get me wrong. There's not a ton of fireworks. I think there's a couple.
I think there's like one or two bursts. That's really it. Yeah.
Right. But it is a very nice show. Kids will love it. The music's awesome. They'll be dancing. You'll be dancing as an adult.
Laser beams.
So,
Yeah, it's a great show. I agree. I mean, for me, coming in the afternoon, as a person who lives outside of Orlando and is coming in for a trip, I wholeheartedly endorse coming in the afternoon, especially if you're staying on a Skyliner resort. Makes it very convenient. You went back for a nap midday, and then you wake up, you're refreshed, hit the Skyliner, you're in Hollywood Studios in like side of 7 minutes. And like you said, I will say this though: all parks are busy at the end of the night, right? Regardless
Yes.
of what park you
It
go to.
doesn't
So,
matter.
you're trying to hit that sweet spot. I'm not saying that it's going to be less busy when you go at night. I'm trying to say the flow of your day might go easier and you might accomplish more because you're not fighting the masses coming in immediately in the morning.
That's right.
Yeah.
Chris, I have another very
Yeah.
important point about going in the
Yeah.
afternoon as of
Ah,
yesterday
yes.
anyway. So this is very current for
Yes, as
everybody
of what is
watching.
today, February 17th?
Well, two things, first of all. The first thing I want to say is if you're going in the afternoon, at this point, the character meet and greets at Hollywood Studios stop at 5 p.m.
Mhm.
Olaf, Mickey and Minnie, 5 o'clock done. Won't let you do your photos. Hey, it's business.
Yep.
It's just their time.
It's
It's your
staffing.
schedule.
It's
That's
staffing.
going to change, I'm sure. But this is as of the recording. So, hey, if you're going tomorrow and you're going to get there at 5, you're not getting a character photo. Also, Chris, masks.
Big announcement. Huge. No longer required.
Fully vaccinated guests now have the option to wear masks indoors on Disney
Correct.
property. Just wanted to get that
That's
out
huge
there.
news.
That doesn't matter if it's the morning or the
Nope.
afternoon. Just want to let you know. Of course, if you're comfortable with your mask and you want to wear your mask, by all means, do it. And if you don't want to, and you're fully vaccinated according to Disney, you don't have to.
And obviously, no one's
I did
shaking
wanna
you
mention
down
that-
either. They're not like, "Oh, where's your card?" coming in. Like, no, that's not happening. That's not happening.
No. So it's a very good
Yeah,
point,
no.
Chris.
Don't
Nobody's
be
gonna actually
worried
figure
that you
it
might have to present some kind of proof because no one's
No.
going to ask. It's not going to happen.
out. But I did want that character meet and greet it's big for kids because as you said, that area that you like to hang out with your family, the animation
Courtyard. Yeah.
courtyard, there are a lot of character meet and
Yep.
greets there. A lot of the Disney
Yeah,
Junior.
I think it's
or is it,
Disney
you
Junior.
know-
So you have Fancy Nancy, Vampirina. I think there's another one. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4
Yeah.
characters there. So they also do stop at 5 o'clock, Chris, because we were there yesterday, and it was funny because our vlog, kind of like what we wanted to do is go do character meet and greets. Hey, they're starting to come back. Mickey's back. Minnie's back.
And they're gone.
And then we got there. We got Olaf in.
Yeah.
Then we got to the next one. It was
Yeah.
5:03, and they're like, we can't do character meet and greets
Sorry.
now. It's going to change,
yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm assuming because of the way schedules are working, the way that Disney's incorporating different hours of their schedules, I'm sure it's going to change at some
Absolutely.
point. So,
I have no doubt. All right, we're at the end of our conversation here. So before we hit the end cap, I want an unpopular opinion about Hollywood Studios. Something that you don't like that most people do like.
well, I'm just going to say, Chris, what I'm going to say could be confusing, so you have to just kind of let
Sure.
me explain myself
Absolutely.
for a moment here. I think you already know what I'm going to
I have
say.
no idea what you're talking about.
Now, Chris and I have had this conversation
Mm-hmm.
before, just as friends hanging out, even on one of our vlogs.
Yeah, I think we did.
have.
Yeah.
I believe Rise of the Resistance is the most overrated ride in all of Disney World. I'm going on record to say it.
Yes.
At the same time, now, if you can get this, if you can figure out what I'm trying to say, it's also the best ride at all of Disney.
But what you're saying is you don't
What-
think the
what I-
juice is worth the squeeze, basically.
Right. Is it worth waiting 2 hours?
Oh,
Is it
2
worth
hours, that's a
going
good
on?
day.
Is it going to be broken? Do I have to wait through the
Yeah.
queue? The beginning of the ride is very
Mm-hmm.
boring, but once you get to the action and you're flying around and the stormtroopers are there, it's awesome. The ride is awesome, but it's overrated. It really is,
Yeah.
Chris. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. The ride is overrated, man. But it's probably the best ride. It's so
Yeah.
weird. But it does make sense because Think of sports, right? You could say that guy's so overrated,
Right.
but he's great.
Right, exactly.
Right? It's the same thing. This is the kind of the way I'm trying to say that Rise of the Resistance is an awesome ride, but at the same time, it's very overrated, guys, in my opinion. That's all. That is my unpopular opinion, Chris. Okay.
I think I might get some hate for this, but my unpopular opinion is, even though we had talked about 2 specific carve-outs that I enjoy in Hollywood Studios, I think the food overall is just straight trash. In Hollywood Studios, I am not a fan of it at all.
I love
It's either reheated, microwaved, or like I'm getting served a hockey puck that they are calling a burger. And I think the Hollywood Brown Derby is overpriced and not good for what you're getting. We're talking like $27 for a Cobb salad. I'm going to throw my laptop at you if I pay $27 for a Cobb salad.
I love it, Chris. I love it.
No.
Man. That is a very unpopular opinion.
I know people love that park, right? My wife loves Pizza Rizzo, right? Loves it. It's that fluffy pizza that you can find all over the park. You know, you're questioning life choices as you're eating it. She loves it. She loves it, right? And I'm not going to tell her no. In fact, we ate there last time that we were there.
Matter of fact, we did as
Sure
family.
did. Yeah, no, sure did. And what did I enjoy myself? Of course I did. I had a great time. Whatever. The room we were in was super cool. All that good stuff. But I'm not here for the food. I was there for the ambiance for sure. Yeah, just really poor when you compare it to Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and even I think the Magic Kingdom is also on the bottom tier as far as food goes in Disney World parks, because they cater too much to that Americana because it's so iconic, but I digress.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I just no to the food in Hollywood Studios.
That's an excellent unpopular opinion, Chris. I think we both had really good takes there, because we were both saying how cool they were, but very unpopular opinions.
All right, final thoughts, final tips. What do you got, Matt?
Final tips, final thoughts, guys. Okay, I'm going to talk about your first time, okay? Just, guys, Hollywood Studios is a popular park. I think that, okay, the magic you feel at Disney World is just so hard for me to explain. I am a pass holder, Chris. I go all the time, okay? The reason I love going is just because if you're having a tough day or, oh, man, what's going on? Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. When you set foot inside Disney, Chris, don't you feel so awesome? Don't you feel so happy? It's like you're just in this world, this bubble, this creation of magic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my recommendation to our audience, Chris, is if you're kind of thinking, oh, you know, I don't know if I want to go to Disney. I'm not sure about Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios has something for everybody. It's a cool park. It's a one-day park. I think you could enjoy get on a lot of stuff. That, to me, is just the magic of Disney. I love that. To me, though, when you walk through Magic Kingdom Main Street, there's nothing like it. But they're all have their own special magic, guys. People talk about the cost. It's expensive to go to Disney, Chris. It is. Yes. You know
it's
that.
Incredibly expensive.
But start comparing it to other things. How much is it to go here? How much? At the end of the day, you start adding it up. It's not really that much more.
The comparison I like to tell people is like if I went to Manhattan and saw a Broadway play and got a dinner, right? That's going to cost me at least $200. I mean, Disney costs $132 per day in peak season. Like, and you're getting Broadway-style shows, world-class entertainment, and theme park rides, right?
I always look at Disney, Chris. I look at it in 2 ways. Yeah, it costs a lot, and then I kind of try to erase that part a little bit, and I just say, what am I experiencing? This is awesome, man. Like, if I'm not thinking about how much I'm paying or whatever, it's the ultimate experience you're going to have in any kind of a theme park. You can never compare it to anything else that you're ever going to do. I mean, it's impossible to compare it. And if you do, just stop wasting your time, really, because it's the top tier of all kinds of entertainment theme park experiences, Disney World, Chris. And that's kind of where I think I'd like to leave my final opinions.
For me, Final thoughts. Like I said, be flexible. You know, things are going to break. Things aren't going to go your way, or you might crisscross the park a lot, right? And don't overextend yourself, especially your children, right? If you feel like it's going south and everyone's tired and everyone's having a miserable time, listen to what is being told to you, right? Go back to your resort. Take a break. Drink water. Eat food, right? We're not there to be miserable, right? You don't want to pay all that money and be miserable. Don't do it. Please don't. That makes me sad. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, that is so important. You have to enjoy it, man.
All right, Matt. I'm Matt. Oh, no, he's Matt. I'm Chris. Meddling World over on YouTube. We'll see each other more. Matt, I appreciate you. Everyone out there, have a great whatever you're doing. Good night.